Philadelphia Fusion fans will tell you that the Fusion never really met their full potential last season, that same level of play that got them to the finals of Season 1. So coming into this season, they needed to make some changes, and it started with their head coach and assistant coach who started to leave. Eventually, EQO left as well, but he re-signed 4 days later. So let's get into the rest of the team, and whether or not they can make that change from last year's kind of disappointing season back to the finals like Season 1. So like I said, they lost their head coach, their assistant coach, and Nikio left for I think it was either 4 days or 8 days. But either way, he came back and signed, which I think is good. I think obviously the fans will love having Carpe and Ikio together for a longer time, and I think they do play well together when they are both playing well. Like Season 1, basically. Back in Season 1, they were exceptional together. And if they can reach that, I think they can reach that potential again based on who else they've picked up. But let's get into other people who had left the roster. Neptuno and EQO, or sorry, yeah, that's right. EQO's covered. I keep forgetting to not say that anymore. Neptuno, he went to the Guangzhou Charge. Elk went to the Sky Foxes. Kib is still a free agent, and Snillo is still a free agent. And so, late last season though, they lost Fraggy to the Charge back in like July. So yeah, overall, Neptuno, the real only, I'd say, like starter quality player that they lost, which is good. As a contending team, they obviously don't want to have to replace too many players, because even if you can find someone with similar skill, you have to work on getting that chemistry developed again. So that's really good for them that they don't really have to worry about that. Solid pickups include Ivy, Fury, Alarm, Funny Astro, and Chipsa. Chipsa is the streamer, right? Everybody's kind of saying that's like a meme signing, kind of just for like the popularity or whatever. So I don't think that's a big deal. So let's start with their support line. They brought in Alarm and Funny Astro, and I think this is where the biggest change is in the roster, no matter if you keep Boombox starting or not. Boombox I think is solid. I think he's a good player. And you have Funny Astro, who wasn't exceptional last season, I don't think, but he's good. And so you have him as an option. But then their biggest signing, even over the proven veterans like Ivy and Fury, whatever, Funny Astro's their big superstar potential support player. Plug him in there with Carpe and Poco and Sato and Boombox and EQO, and I think you have a really solid starting lineup. But this guy, Alarm, he's supposed to be a superstar. Not even like halfway through the season, if things are getting rough, they might give him some development time. Like this guy dominated North America. From 2018 till 2019, he finished first in every single event with the Fusion University. Every single one. That's insane. But then the most recent one, he finished 5th through 6th with the Fusion University in Korea. And so obviously that one's a bit of a letdown, but I don't think anybody's doubting this guy's ability. He's going to be a star. So that's coming Carpe, EQO, Alarm. And that's 3 players that I think are really good. And then Poco, Sato, Boombox, the other 3, that's, I don't know. Boombox is good. And then Poco, Sato, the tank line, that's good as well. And you bring in Fury, I think that's a really, really good tank line. Because Pogo's the off tank. Everyone knows him for his like Pogo bombs and stuff. And then Sato's the main tank. And so I think Pogo's kind of like, I think he's probably the weak link in this team. And so if you bring in Fury from the London Spitfire and he can bond well with the team, that's when this team gets scary, I think. Because obviously, like, it's good to have Alarm as the new super strong support player. But once you get that tank line like really solid and you like that, I think this team is just going to start clicking. Yeah, honestly, this roster is looking pretty scary. My only problem with it is they didn't really live up to potential last season with most of these players, like Carpe, Sato, Boombox, EQO. Let's say those are the 4 they bring up. If they replace Poco and they replace the other sport, and if that's their new starting roster, they still have a lot of players who did not perform well last season. Oh, by the way, I'm making this video just a few minutes after they announced the hero pools for the Overwatch League starting on March 7th, I believe it is. And so that's going to be interesting. Oh, yeah, I don't even know what to think, because you can't really judge, oh yeah, this team's going to be good, this team's not going to be good on hero pools, because the hero pools are going to change so much. So that'll be exciting to see. Like, I'm actually really excited for that. I'm only worried about it from my own ranked experience, because I'm worried, like, the heroes I want to play will both be banned out at the same time. But It'll be exciting to see, and I think at the Overwatch League level, it'll definitely be interesting because you'll see teams like, you know, when teams were really good at goats, everybody just played goats because that's the best. If you tried playing something like the Chengdu Hunters did into the San Francisco Shock's goats, you'd be roasted. But now, for example, that Shock team won't have the opportunity to play goats, and so then the Hunters would have a better chance. You know what I mean? And so it's going to definitely make it interesting, and to see how the teams adapt when they, maybe the first stage they can play their strongest composition, but then the next one they can't at all. Like several integral pieces of it have been removed, and we'll see how they adapt to that. It's going to be really interesting to see, and I think we're going to see some crazy upsets with this. Like, I already thought the potential for the season, there would be some teams that people don't really rate, kind of like the Boston Uprising, the Valiant, the Spitfire, stuff like that, pulling off some decent upsets every now and then, based just upon like when individual players pop up and stuff, and the damage players are there and like all that kind of stuff. But now with this introduced to it, I think it's gonna be really hard for any team to come close to like, I don't even know what record the Shock got last season and the Titans and everything, but either way, it'll be exciting to see. So yeah, let's see. The league, the Titans went 25-3 in the regular season last season. I don't think that's gonna happen at all anymore with the hero pools. I think it'd be exceptionally amazing if one of them did. Like, could you imagine if the Shock came out and did another 23-5 season with the hero pools and hero lock? Like, oh man, that'd be exceptional. I'd love to see that. But overall, the Fusion went 15-13 last season, smack dab 10th in the middle of the league. In stage 1, they actually went 5-2. Stage 2, they dropped down to 3-4, and then stage 3, they went 4-3. So it's a solid 3 stages when goats was still a thing. And then come stage 4, they still disappointed, even though everybody, especially like myself, I expect them to bounce back. I thought the Spitfire and the Fusion would be two of the better teams again. And the Excelsior and like all that stuff, but they dropped down to 3-4. So that's going to be interesting to see how they come back from that in 2-2-2. I don't think it'll be a big problem because now they have a new head coach and some exceptional players added to the roster. I think Fear is going to be a good upgrade, and I think Alarm's going to be a great upgrade. I think Alarm's going to be on the levels of like Jonak, like popularity type thing. Like obviously no one can match Jonak just because like his straight up popularity, but that kind of like integral support player that everybody loves to watch to carry the games. So that's exciting for them. I think they'll definitely improve upon a 15-13 season. I don't know how much. I think they could definitely approach top 5. I really like this roster. I'm kind of sad to say it because I'm a Spitfire fan, and in my own little heart, I've been like had a little bit of rivalry, I guess, with the Fusion ever since Stage 1 finals. You know, it kind of felt like a rivalry between them. So I'm very sad of how this offseason went for my team and the Fusion, but I'm definitely going to be excited to watch the Fusion because I think Carpe and Ikio, when they're playing well, man, they're one of the most fun duos in the league to watch. And then Alarm coming in and Boombox, I think that's a really solid duo if those two can play together well. So everybody, I'm excited. I think the Fusion will do well this season. I think they can break top 6, top 5 maybe. I think they'll be up there. I think they'll definitely qualify for the season playoffs, like no doubt about it. And I guess it'll come down to hero pools, which will be exciting to see. I don't think it'll come down to just that. I think, because obviously even if they have a strange hero pool, everybody else will have a strange hero pool to work with. And so I think these guys have the talent. I'm excited. Thank you guys for watching. I've been Emret.